Hi guys, Steve from Crossbow College here. The modern crossbow ammunition is called a bolt. In the beginning, the ammunition was barely more than a sharpened stick. Eventually, wooden fins were added. In medieval days, the crossbow ammunition was called a quarrel. Small pistol-like crossbows used a dart. All of these variations are considerably shorter than traditional archery arrows. In this lesson, we will be learning about the components of a crossbow bolt. If you are familiar with traditional archery, much of this information will be familiar to you. The first thing that we notice is that crossbow bolts are not very long. Most hunting crossbows use a 20 to 22 inch bolt. Always use the style of bolt recommended for your specific crossbow. The shaft. Let's begin by examining the shaft. The shaft is the foundation for our bolt because everything is either going to hang on it or in it. The shaft is no longer made of wood. The shaft of the crossbow is thicker than the shaft of an archery arrow. This is so that it can stand up to the higher speeds and harder string push of the crossbow. Today's shafts are made of either aluminum, carbon, or fiberglass. Each type of shaft has its own good and bad points. Your more expensive shafts will come with extremely tight tolerances for straightness, width, weight, length, and the materials and processes used to produce it. Shafts can come in different colors or patterns. At the front end of the bolt, we have the insert. Inserts are usually either lightweight, inexpensive, not very durable plastic, aluminum, which is slightly better than plastic but not much more durable, and brass, which are the heaviest, most durable, and usually have a consistent weight. The insert fits inside the front of the shaft. It has a threaded opening in the center for receiving and holding in place our next component, the tip. At the very front end of the bolt, we have the tip. Tips come in a wide variety depending on what you need to do with your crossbow. For instance, the most common tip used is called the field tip. This is commonly used for practicing since its shape provides just enough point to allow penetration into the target while still being easy to remove from the target. Field tips come in a variety of shapes, and everyone has their own preferences as to which one they end up thinking is the best for them. If you will be hunting, you will want to use a broadhead tip. The broadhead tip is designed to penetrate the target, leaving a wide slice for a blood trail, and barbed so that it doesn't come back out of the target. Most often you will not use your broadhead tips for practice. You will want to use field tips that are the same weight as your broadhead tips so that when you are hunting, your results will match your practice. Broadheads come in a couple of basic types. Fixed means that the blades are of a one-piece construction. The blades are fixed and need to be sharpened after repeated use. Mechanical, meaning that the blades can be replaced instead of having to sharpen them. And then there is a subset of mechanical that uses motion-activated shape, with nicknames like plunger and hypodermic. These mechanical broadheads will open up on contact. The nock. At the other end of the shaft, we have the nock. Nocks come in all different colors. The nock is inserted into the rear of the shaft. Although there are a few crossbows that use archery nocks, most crossbows are either going to use the half-moon nock or the flat nock. This is not a choice. Use what the manufacturer recommends for their equipment. If you use a half-moon nock, it is going to be very important that it be aligned with your index fin, but more on that later. As an alternative, you can also use illuminated nocks. These nocks come in different colors and are designed to light up when the string hits the nock. Besides looking cool, these make hunting down your game easier during the twilight hours or after dark. The fletching refers to the fins or vanes at the nock end of the bolt. In the beginning, there were no fins. Later, 2 fins were added and made out of wood for greater flight stability. When the third fin was added, the rail trough or rail groove was added to accommodate this extra fin. This third fin not only helped to stabilize the bolt while flying through the air, it also kept the bolt pointed in the right direction as it was being pushed by the string. One of the fins is going to be of a different color than the other two. This fin is called the index fin. Primarily used with a half-moon knock, this fin is placed on the rail with the fin pointed downward inside the rail trough. This is how the bolt stays on course and aimed forward throughout the firing process. Secondly, when the index fin is in the rail trough, the half-moon knock should be lined up inside the shaft so that it hits the string server in the middle of the groove of the knock. If the knock is not aligned with the strings correctly, you will stand a good chance of breaking both your bolt and fouling your shot. Front of center. Front of center refers to where the balance point of a bolt is along its shaft. For instance, a traditional bolt can be balanced usually somewhere around the middle of its length. With the front of center concept, the bulk of the bolt's weight is shifted forward by modifying things like the weight of the insert being made of heavier brass, while the fins at the rear are made of lighter or smaller materials to reduce weight. The concept of front of center is the more weight you can move to the front, the more you can allow the fins to act mostly for guidance rather than flight stability and drag. With the weight moved forward, the momentum is kept in the heavier front end, providing greater force at the moment of impact. Properly designed, this type of bolt configuration creates a bolt that shoots straighter, stays on target longer at farther distances, and has deeper penetration. I'll be right back after this quick message. So in summary, in this lesson we've learned about the components that make up a crossbow bolt. You've learned a little history of the crossbow bolt and its development. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up to help me score a hit, and subscribe to this channel for additional lessons on crossbows. Please leave your comments below and I will try to reply as soon as possible. Thank you for watching and enjoy your crossbow.